Smart contract platforms are by far the most important variable in crypto, even more important than Bitcoin itself. Right now, altcoins take up 61% of the entire market. And although Bitcoin starts these 4-year cycles with a decrease of issuance and a Bitcoin halving cycle, it starts the market, but utility, or the reason for demand, ends the market. Right now, NFTs, new altcoins being created, layer 2 platforms, metaverse type coins, all of this was created because of smart contracts. In this video series, I will be dissecting every single smart contract platform on Earth, all the biggest ones, to figure out basically the best reasons why they have appreciated in value, how they got the developers, how they got the infrastructure, how they got the audience to actually trade their cryptocurrencies on the layer 1 smart contract. All of these variables will be isolated into timeless principles that I will use to invest into smart contracts for the rest of cryptocurrency history. This video series will be the most important video series I have ever created in my life. We already went over Solana. In this one specifically, we're going to be dissecting the reasons why Binance Smart Chain got so much adoption and why it's the second biggest smart contract platform on Earth. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video, and we are putting together the ultimate smart contract series. Now, I'm not just looking at it from a purely news perspective. We are clearly they don't want to hear just news. You saw the light in the background just fall, but we're not hitting it from just a news perspective. We're going to be dissecting it from price, news, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, okay? And I'm also going to be looking at on-chain metrics. If somebody is making YouTube videos and they're not attacking it from different variables, they are doing you a disservice. I tried to give you a 360 perspective on what goes on with the price. And this is really important because if they're just giving you the two categories that, most YouTubers do, which is really easy, content, which is technical analysis, very easy content, and news, they're just regurgitating news articles that other people have made. They're basically just, talking about the work that somebody else did. This is all YouTubers usually do. And I want to, again, attack it from different variables. So if you appreciate this content, do us both a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, to the handsomest mustache guy on YouTube, because I'm diving deep with the research, okay? When I get confident like this, it's because I have something to show you, okay? It's not just fluff video, just record, edit, and upload. No, we're doing something serious here. I will go on a limb by saying that I will probably get this looked at by the experts in the industry, cryptocurrency experts, not just the people that trade publicly. No, I'm talking about experts behind the scenes. I will be making some scientific peer-reviewed papers to get, looked at by, like I said, giants in the industry. So pay attention to what's going on here, because this is the precursor of my research to what is probably going to play out to one of the biggest strategies in cryptocurrency. This video, and I'm not understating this, is my own research. People will copy. People will copy after I do this, like they do every single time. Now, before we get into the actual topic here, I know I've been rambling. I do want to show you this chart because I called it about a month ago. I said this. I specifically said it was going to break all-time high. Now, what we're looking at here is the top 100 altcoins versus Bitcoin dominance. So this is a very good chart to, distinguish when there's an altcoin season or when Bitcoin's rising in dominance. Now, if we're looking at it right here, remember, guys, if you've been on my channel for a while, I called altcoin season right around here. I invested over here, but I wasn't as confident. I thought we were going to, when we were down here, I thought we were going to reject, probably come back down. But then right here, I got really confident. And I started screaming at the top of my lungs, hey, altcoin season, altcoin season, altcoin season. And then my channel went viral. You guys can go reference that for yourself on my channel. Just go on my YouTube and go look back till around January, February of 2021 and go look at the videos, look at it for yourself, back test the data. You don't have to take my word for it. There's a reason why all of my information is public on the internet. In my course, Fundamental Secrets, I literally give out my public address. Like, you can literally see all my trades on the blockchain in finality. We have nothing to hide here. And I want to say that because a lot of people, if you're going to claim, you're an expert in cryptocurrency and you can't show your profit and loss, that's an issue. And you guys know I put my public address out there for everybody to see. Another thing, do me a favor, follow me on Twitter. We're doing a lot more on Twitter. As you can see here, this chart that I just talked about in the video, I put it up on Twitter first. And depending on when you're watching this, probably a little bit late. So on Twitter, I can put like the most important information as quick as possible. Also, we do things called spaces where we just talk. One time I did like a 3-hour space on Twitter. So if you want to get like your questions directly answered by me, definitely follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be way more active there with my cryptocurrency community. All right, let's jump into the actual topic at hand. And by the way, the Twitter links are going to be in the pinned comment. Look at the pinned comment or the description and you can look at me there, or you can just search Alex on crypto. Do not follow a scammer. Just use my links. If you use my links, you're good. The scammers can't get you. All right, so let's jump into Binance Smart Chain. All right, and what I want to do here is I want to make sure that Binance Smart Chain outcompetes Ethereum specifically, okay? Because Ethereum is the biggest layer one. So it's the safest, has the most infrastructure. I say this every video, but I want people to understand that Ethereum by far is probably the best investment, unless we can get, the other layer one or the other investment or the other smart contract to outcompete Ethereum. That's the only reason you should ever invest in it. So if we're looking at, the price right now, we're looking at not just BNB versus the US dollar. We're looking at BNB versus USD divided by ETH versus USD. So when this chart goes up, this means that BNB was outcompeting ETH this whole entire time. Now, when it goes down, that means ETH is about outcompeting BNB. So, you want to look for these little specific events because, when you see a parabolic rally like this, where BNB is just completely destroying, Ethereum, well, there's probably something that happened there, right? So all I did was isolate these events, the biggest events in Binance Smart Chain, to see what it did to price and to see what positively affected it and what negatively affected it. And we actually looked at Solana and we noticed the biggest thing that happened with Solana in our last video in this video series was that they captured the NFT trend gloriously. They captured it so perfect that it literally, it was more important than Solana itself. People didn't jump to Solana because of cheap transaction fees. They jumped to Solana to get the next best thing in NFTs. Because right when they launched Degenerate Apes, which was like their biggest collection at the time, that was the reason for mass adoption. So that was the big conclusion I drew from that one, is that, hey, a smart contract platform that can capture the hype in a perfect way like that or go viral is an indication towards a good layer one, right? This is how we're going to find the undervalued layer one to invest in. My goal here is not to invest in Binance Smart Chain. It's already too big. My goal here is to find something that's maybe top 100 with a smaller market cap, which I think I found one. And I'm going to be talking about it in this series. So definitely subscribe to the channel. But the point here is that you want to isolate these variables. And then if you see a project that can do it, right? Take advantage of the same principles, right? Then they're probably going to do well, right? So we're basically trying to figure out timeless principles of why smart contracts do well in these smaller cycles in comparison to Ethereum and how they get this adoption. So this is a really important series, guys. I think it's probably more important than anything I've ever done on this channel, for sure. So let's look into the history. This is my theory here, and I've explained how I, dissect my theories. Watch the last video. But basically, I think this is basically what happened, okay? And the first kind of increase in, I didn't really go back over here because, the price data is a little bit weird. I like to kind of find more recent news. Plus, like this whole time, it was really just because of Bitcoin. I believe the only significant news around January of 2019 was Binance actually coming out with their Launchpad, which right now is a big thing. Binance Launchpad is really big. This is basically an area where projects can get liquidity and funding and marketing and launch on Binance with their BNB smart contract, Binance Smart Chain, right? So this came out, and I believe they did not have the Binance Smart Chain around this time in January 2019. So they were just launching on the Binance.com website, which is obviously different. So Binance has multiple products. They have the ERC20 BNB, which is only used to attract liquidity. This was around this time. They just had like an ERC20 token that's called BNB, and it didn't do anything really except for people wanted to invest in it. That's all it did. And then Binance Smart Chain came out, which is basically BNB, but their own chain. This allowed, smart contract functionality. This allowed all these decentralized applications to be built. And then they have the Binance website itself, which is just a centralized exchange like Coinbase. So these are all different things. And then they also own CoinMarketCap, which is the biggest cryptocurrency financial website on Earth. It's actually number 3 on the top 10 financial websites on Earth. So this is obviously a big thing as well. So I will be dissecting that as well in the history of Binance. And this is going to be a really good video, guys. So this right here, Bitcoin Launchpad, brought the price of Binance up. Now, let me just show you. I showed you the news of the Launchpad, but if we look at Bitcoin around the same time period, this is when it bottomed out. So, the halving event didn't come till 2020. But right here, you could see that we had this like major dump, and it looked like around this time, I was in crypto at this time, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs, buy Bitcoin, and I was telling everybody to buy Bitcoin. It just, the appreciation of the price brought Binance up because there was nothing going on with Binance, or Binance Smart Chain at the time. So literally, Bitcoin kind of brought up the whole entire market. As you can see from the price increase in the same period of time from here to here. Now, at this point, Bitcoin just kind of stole the show, and it does this all the time. It also does it, usually earlier on in a cryptocurrency cycle and in the cycle process. Bitcoin will like just appreciate by so many percentages because people are taking profit into Bitcoin. I will say, now that's changing a little bit. People don't really take profit into Bitcoin, especially as more retail comes into the market. I will say it changes and that effect diminishes over time, but definitely in the beginning of the market cycle, which is like right here, Bitcoin will do that. So I believe the reasoning for the rally and the reasoning for the top was Bitcoin just, abusing the market. People were buying at the bottom here, BNB, and then when it got to around here, you could see it traded sideways. So it wasn't that it wasn't appreciating. It was just trading sideways and letting Bitcoin do its thing. Bitcoin got all the liquidity, right? For this whole sideways trade, this is roughly around that time frame, and we can just pull it up. Look, April 2019, and then if I come over here, you can see April 2019, and then it ended around August 2019. And if we pull up Bitcoin's price, June, July, August, around here, you see Bitcoin start to trade sideways, and then the trend for BNB changes. But it actually changed to the downside. So as you can see, Ethereum just started doing way better than BNB over this long period of time. Remember, guys, we're not looking at BNB's price. We're looking at BNB versus ETH. No, take that into consideration. So when this chart goes up, that means BNB is doing better than ETH. When this chart goes sideways, that means they're doing about the same. And when this chart goes down, that means ETH is doing better than BNB. So this whole entire super long, almost 2-year process of BNB getting destroyed by Ethereum, there was a couple of events that were very specific that I think are relevant to this video to kind of see their game strategy and how they set it up. In a Solana video, basically what Solana did is they started launching a token bridge. So they had credibility from FTX exchange and a lot of different exchanges. With Solana, they were teaming up with centralized exchanges. So they got a lot of credibility and liquidity like that. And it kind of set it up for, this big price appreciation. And then they got the token bridge. Basically, they allowed people to bridge from Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum to Solana in an easy use way. So they came out with the technology. And it happened to be that the technology was just a precursor towards, degenerative apes coming out, and then the price of, Solana going crazy, all the active users, everything, all the infrastructure that Solana has now came from them being able to capture the NFT trend. So in this case, this is a longer cycle, but pretty much the same thing almost played out. It was like almost identical, but in a longer time frame. So if you look at, this down right here, there's a couple of things that happened. Binance Smart Chain released a white paper. So they started telling people, hey, we have this white paper. We have Binance Smart Chain going to come out. It's going to be cheaper than Ethereum, faster than Ethereum. Pay attention. Then they actually launched the product. And around the same time too as well, if we pull it up here, in April 2020, right around here, they also bought CoinMarketCap. So they acquired CoinMarketCap, which again is the biggest user base in cryptocurrency right now. More people are searching CoinMarketCap.com than Yahoo Finance, guys. This is a huge thing. It's the biggest financial website. There's like literally only one or two websites bigger than CoinMarketCap.com. So Binance acquired it, and it's for obvious reasons. They wanted to get a bigger user base, right? That their goal was to, be seen by more people. And then around the same time, like I said, they launched their white paper for enabling smart contracts, and they're building the hype around it. If we look at the price, you could see that even when they had the product launch, that wasn't even like the Catalyst event. So, this is interesting because, a lot of people talk about Cardano when they actually come out with they have the product right now, but the same thing happened with Cardano. It's like almost like these product launches are irrelevant. This is why I keep telling you guys, it's not about the utility per se. It's about the perception of utility is the important part. This is the important part. So look, you can see price appreciation kind of launches a little bit with the actual Binance Smart Chain launch, right, which is around September, and you can see the proof of it right here, right? Binance Smart Chain launches today, right? And I'm literally showing you the data, guys. It's crazy how it lines up. But it didn't really destroy the market. It just kind of rallied a little bit. People got hype about it, and then it started dumping again, okay? And basically, Binance Smart Chain didn't really do well until the ecosystem started rolling out and they started trying to go viral. Now, this is probably the most important part of the video. This will give us our answer to why things started happening. And I also want to cross-reference it with the top 100 altcoins versus Bitcoin dominance. So I think this is interesting as well. And just to kind of touch back on what we were talking about before, around this period, May 2019, you could see that if we're looking at the top 100 altcoins versus Bitcoin dominance, it's kind of adding to what I was saying. So not to confuse you guys, but remember when I told you that Bitcoin was taking liquidity from the market, right? Bitcoin was taking liquidity from the market because Bitcoin was rallying. Well, you could actually see that in the top 100 altcoins versus Bitcoin dominance right here. So you could see that Bitcoin was taking liquidity. But just to reference that with the dates on Binance Smart Chain, it gets really interesting. February was, when it started doing well. And if we look at the top 100 altcoins, it's almost like they timed it perfectly. So, they were waiting for altcoins to start to rally. Look, December, January, February, we have, it's about to break out right here. Top 100 altcoins is about to break, this massive trend that we had like right here for multiple years, right? It's massive trend down. It's all leading up to January, February, March of 2021. Now, if we come over here to Binance Smart Chain, you could see that, I told you we're going to show you on-chain metrics. Binance Smart Chain unique addresses started skyrocketing literally February 8th, 2021. And if we look deeper, we can look at daily gas used February 4th. We're all coming to the same date. Beginning of February, Binance Smart Chain started getting massive adoption. And if we look even deeper, right? February 4th, 2021, active Binance Smart Chain addresses. You could see there was pretty much nothing, but the trend started around the beginning of February. And after that time period, look how many active addresses they have. So this time period was really important for them. So let's try to figure out what they did. And, I already know what they did, but it's very, very interesting. And it really gives you a different perspective in cryptocurrency industry, and it really puts into perspective, why these things move. They do not move off of utility. I want people to stop telling me that, this has a superior technology. That's great, but technology is the precursor. They have to be able to go viral. And now if we look a little bit deeper, let's look at what they were, talking about around this time with Binance. And all I did was search Binance between February 1st, February 15th, 2021, the search term Binance Smart Chain. And then we have a whole bunch of news articles. Binance Dex review. You think Decrypt doesn't get paid for this? They get paid for this. They get paid for a full Binance review. They're not going to talk about Binance. They sometimes talk about it for free, but they'll only do it if it's something significant happens. Like if Binance comes out like with the smart contract, they'll do it for free. But in this case, they're doing a random Binance review at a random time. Like I said, there was no significant events around this time, except for the altcoins season that was building up. Like right here, I'm sure they were watching this. They were probably predicting it the same way we predicted it on the YouTube channel. And they started trying to go viral to get that user adoption. That's exactly what happened. Binance Dex Review, a decentralized exchange for experienced users. They're just promoting. Binance says it wants to get more people using crypto with its new payment service. More PR. They even went on MicroStrategy's website, which makes no sense because if you look at what everything MicroStrategy says, it's literally just pure Bitcoin maxi. He's a Bitcoin maxi. He hates Ethereum. He hates all the other coins. But for some reason, he's on his website. Is he getting paid? Yeah, he's probably getting. Binance is paying him. Binance is paying him for sure. Binance says it wants to get more people using crypto. It's using literally the same exact title. Look, Binance says it wants people to use whatever, and they're using the same exact title on Yahoo Finance. I'm telling you right now, I've looked up the rates. Yahoo Finance charges only like 10K. Yeah, they're definitely forking over, millions of dollars to get this, going. Not only that, but some decentralized exchanges started launching on Binance Smart Chain. So we see IDEX live on Binance Smart Chain February 1st, 2021. So they start rolling things out. And guess what? What happens when you get the decentralized exchange? Around this time, all these projects basically needed, Chainlink to like verify that they're legit. I remember this trend, and obviously I can't give you data for this, but I remember, Chainlink was partnering with a whole bunch of things, at that time, a whole bunch of different blockchains, and it's almost like they paid for this too as well, like this partnership. It wasn't even that big of a deal. Like it's not something to announce, but you can see February 4th, they timed it. Chainlink build a dApp on Binance Smart Chain with secure data feeds. Like it's crazy, right? Binance Smart Chain is starting to rival Ethereum. Like, no, it's not rivaling Ethereum. It's not even close. It's close by market cap size. It's the closest, but it's not close. Like this is just paid advertising, guys. I'm telling you right now. And then you could also see it in the search term. So, literally right here, Binance Smart Chain started taking off because of their marketing efforts. This is taking into consideration the search trend on Google. Google has SEO. People rank on Google with search engine optimization as the top websites because they've been, building SEO for years. Like Yahoo Finance has been doing it for years. So, Google will be like, hey, Yahoo Finance, if you make a Binance, review, we'll rank you #1 on the search term, which will come up at the top, which will get people to click more. And this is where you get this rally. Look, April 2021, January, March, April, right? You see the months right in front of your face, mass adoption comes in. And then like I showed you with the on-chain metrics, unique addresses went parabolic around this time. Like it just went straight up, right? And then since then, all the active addresses have been using Binance Smart Chain. So what can we draw? They basically did the same thing as Solana. It's not the technology. I keep telling you guys, it's not the tech. It's how they market the tech is everything. They literally waited for an exact moment, an exact trend in crypto, and launched their product and marketed it and tried to go viral. It worked. They captured the perception of what everybody was thinking at the time. The perception was, Binance is the next best thing, right? So the same way Solana captured the NFT trend and went viral, Binance Smart Chain did the same thing, but they did it, it was like the original adoption. Solana came after, but like this was the first time we had another blockchain. I remember this clearly. This was the first time we had another blockchain, get this massive adoption, this other layer 1, right? That wasn't Ethereum. This is the first time. And it was because of the infrastructure they made, the marketing they did, the credibility they built through paying people, through having CoinMarketCap, all of these moves they made led up to this literally one event that just happens to be the beginning of altcoin cycle. Did they time it? Yes, they did time it. They have all the data from Binance, the Decentralized exchange. They have proprietary data nobody else has. Of course they called it. And then at that time, they milked it by, doing as much press as they possibly can. So in general, right now, the variable of marketing and the, layer 1 or smart contract platform being able to go viral right now is at the top of my list right now. Okay. They must know how to go viral and capture a trend. If they don't, they will not get adoption. And I do not care how good the technology is. And if you guys think this information is valuable, do me a favor, like the video, leave a comment below. If you guys want me to look into your smart contract platform, if I get enough people in the comment section, I'll definitely make that video for you. Again, we will be dissecting every smart contract platform on the internet and in cryptocurrency in a way nobody else has ever done before. Then I will be isolating the variables of why smart contracts work and why they get adoption. Then I will be predicting the next greatest smart contract to appreciate by more percentages than any other. And I'm looking for a massive return. I'm looking for a 10, 20, 30x return in a short period of time, guys. This is what we're doing it for, to become better investors, to become better researchers. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this, guys. Catch you in the next one.